to Take It Slow Homestead. I'm Carol. I'm going to show you what is on the agenda for today. I have a pile of old lumber here and posts, and there's even a railroad tie back there. I have been taking the nails out of this wood so that I can keep the wood and maybe in the future use it for other projects. And what I have left is this pile of lumber right here. There's about 4 or 5 pieces, and there are smaller pieces nailed to them. So I need to get those nails out of there so that that wood can be free to use. These long pieces here were here when we moved to this place, and I think that they are pieces of wood that have been used in the occupation that the former resident had. He worked at the phone company, and yeah, I think these pieces of wood were used for his job. They were probably discarded, and so he ended up with them. Over here are a couple of large cedar posts and a railroad tie that is falling apart. But if nothing else, it can be used for firewood, right? I'll show you what I've been doing with this wood that I've been taking the nails out of. First of all along this fence, I have been leaning some of the old slats from our old fences. Just turn around real quick. That fence way back there is made from these slats. So these have either, well, also that shed right there has been made from the slats. You can see that. So these here have either fallen off fences, or they were just some that were not used ever on a fence or building or anything. Anyway, I'm leaning those up against the cedar fence, and then the boards I have been stacking right here. This little wood pile. There are a couple in there that only had 2 or 3 nails in, and I did not take the nails out. They're buried at the back somewhere, and I wished I would have taken the nails out, but I didn't. But most of them have all the nails taken out. I have them resting on a couple of cedar posts right there. See underneath it there. And right there. The cedar posts are naturally treated and they don't rot very easily. They last a long time. So I've got the wood stacked on those. Back here are some very long poles that we had on a fence once. So those can be used again also. And then there's some stumps right there also. Therefore, that's what I am doing today. More of the same. But I only have a few to go. There's my burning pit. As soon as it's time for burning in this area, I will be lighting that on fire, and we'll have a fun day watching that burn. There's more twigs and branches to burn that were piled up here, and I will be adding them to the burning pit when we have the fire. I have some fencing material also that I would like to use. This is chicken wire. And then there's also a big piece of wire fencing all rolled up. Hopefully I'll be able to use all of these things in this area. as I continue to work on this area. But for now, what I'm going to do is take the nails out of these boards right here. I got that little stack of wood taken care of. And there it is over there. So I'm glad to have that little job done. Now these pieces of wood are going to be dragged over to chicken run number 3. And I'm going to reinforce the bottom of the fence by burying these partway in the ground. Since they've been treated with something, I don't know what, but they have lasted a long time so far. I think they'll do really well over there if I can bury them a little bit in the ground right next to the fence to keep critters from digging under, either predators from coming in or chickens from trying to escape. There's some pipes also that have been in this pile, and other pieces of metal. I'm not sure what they all go to, but I'll find a good place for those, probably over by the woodpile somewhere. And then they can be there for future use also. I have a place to put those 2 cedar posts, not in the ground yet, but I have a place where there's a couple other cedar posts, and I'll just add these to that. As far as the railroad tie goes, I'm not really sure. It doesn't look like it's in very good shape, does it? It will probably be added to all of these branches and twigs and limbs, and when it's burning time, they'll be burned in the pit over there. That was a good job to get done. I'm trying to clear off that area right there. My original plan was to put a big, beautiful greenhouse in that area, but I think that is going to take longer than what I originally thought. In the meantime, I have another idea about a smaller greenhouse, and I probably should start out with a smaller one to begin with anyway. So we'll be talking about that on a future video, hopefully not too far in the future. It's 58 degrees today. When I came outside, it's probably 60 or more by now. It feels great. I'm working up a sweat. It's time to go in and cool off. Remember that even when you take it slow, you can accomplish a lot. And thanks for watching.